D is called fourth proportion. D is called fourth proportion. So the definition is about fourth proportion, how to find the fourth proportion. So if you are provided four quantities and you arrange them in this order, then the last one, this one will be called as fourth proportion. So difference from last day's third proportion and fourth proportion is that for third proportion there should be uh, three values to find the third proportion. For fourth proportion there should be four values A, B, C, D, and then you arrange them in this specific order. Then the last one is called the fourth proportion. So this is the definition. If I apply it to the exercise number 3.3 we are working on, and if you look at the question, it is question number 2 in exercise 3.3. Find fourth proportion. I will also share with you on the screen. First, let me write it. 5, 8, 50. So it is the question that we have to solve 5, 8, and 15. Wait for a second. I'm getting some messages as well. Wait for a second, Bindu. So 5, 8, 15 will be solved in such a way that you have to arrange it according to the definition, like we are asked to find fourth proportion. We don't know what is the fourth proportion. We are asked to find the fourth proportion. So how I will work it out? You will first arrange the terms like 5, 8, proportion, 15. And let we will assume, I should write it here. Let x be the fourth proportion. So once you write it like this one, because we don't know the fourth proportion, so you will write in place of fourth proportion, you will write x. So this position is for fourth proportion as according to this definition. So like D was the fourth proportion. Similarly, because I don't know what is the fourth proportion in the x in the question, so I will assume that x is a fourth proportion, and then you will simply solve it for x. Means that we have done yesterday many times. Product of means is equals to product of extremes, and you will evaluate value of x. It will give you the answer equals to product of extremes. So product of means is equals to in between the terms 8 into 15 and 5 into x. That will be the product of extreme. So simply work it out. 8 into 15 divided by 5 on other side. So x will become 24. This will be the value of the fourth proportion. Now, if we will take few more questions from question number 2 to simplify it. Like if we take up part number 4, this was question number 2, say first part. So let me take part number 4, 5, and 6 because I feel those are more important questions. So let me solve for you part number 4, 5, and also I will like to share with you on the screen so that you can see which question we are working. So we are working with part number 4. Fine. So let me write it on the page and then we will solve. That is x square minus 11x plus 24, x minus 3, and 5x raised to power 4 minus 40x raised to power 3. and we are asked to find, to evaluate it or to simplify its value. Okay, so now you will see that procedure of working will be the same as we have done in the previous question. In the same way, you are provided three terms, and then we have been asked to find the fourth proportion. All the terms are involving x. So what I would like to do, that I will assume, or I will start it like let I will change it differently. Like for example, any other letter other than that. Let A be the fourth proportion. We will start it like this one. A with the fourth proportion, and you will start writing this one like x square minus 11x plus 24 ratio x minus 3, and then proportion, four dots for the proportionality sign, 5x 4 40x 3, and then you will mark it as A. That is, we assume that this is the fourth proportion. It's like this one. Now we will solve it for A as we have done it before, but you should understand it that this can only be workable if we will factorize each part. Means this term will be converted into two factors, 5x 4 minus 40x cube. This will also be factored, and then we will solve it for the working or the solutions. So this is how you will see to work. First, you will write as usual, product of means is equals to product of extremes. So you will write it as, because I have just two lines to work it out, so I just writing it x square minus 11x plus 24 equals to x minus 3 5x 4 minus 40x is to power 3. And from this equation we will separate A, and then obviously, as I am telling you, that we will need to factorize this part, and then we will go for the cancellation. So on the next page I will write it on A will be written on left hand side, and rest of the terms will be written on the other side. So just let me write it. So A is equals to x minus 3. You people even can factorize it directly, and you can substitute the factors, but just show the factorization somewhere separately into the question, and then you can substitute it. Now once A is there, what will you do, that you will factorize first the numerator terms. So you have to see that what is common in this bracket. 5 and x is common, so we will get x is to power 3 minus what we can take out common, it is x is to power 3 is common, so we will have x only, and 5 8. So x minus 3 will be there within the bracket, and in denominator we will factorize, like x square will be 3x minus 8x plus 24. This one. So x minus 3, x minus 8, 5x raised to power 3, whole divided by midterm breaking we are factorizing, take out x as common, x minus 3 minus 8 common, x minus 3, so it will be x minus 3, x minus 8, 5x raised to power 3, whole divided by x minus 3, x minus 8. Both will be cancelled, and both will be cancelled, and we will be getting only 5x raised to power 3 equals to 8. So just let me check the answer so that we are doing it correctly. This is the fourth part of question number 2, and we have just calculated fourth question from this. So this is answer is correct. So now I will permit you to switch on your mics, and you can ask me the question. Wait for a second. Maybe you can unmute your mic and you can ask your questions because whole question is right in front of you. I started from the fourth proportion and I have just substituted the values, factorized the terms, and then I have cancelled the terms, and we have finally gotten A as the fourth proportion. These are very easy questions. If you will see the past paper, you will surprised to see that these type of questions are been appearing in long questions from chapter number 3. As I told you yesterday, that from exercise 3.3, questions of mean proportion, third proportion, and fourth proportion are appearing as part of the lengthy questions. So you must have seen that. Look at the volume of the question; it's so small and so easy. And 4 marks question are appearing from these type of questions. Okay, any problem you want to ask? It's very easy, but you should ask if you are not understanding anything. I will be working out next part, question number 5 for you, and then we will move to the next question. So let me take out one question. I would like to take part number.
सर आपकी आवाज बहुत हल्की आ रही है।
जी, किसको आवाज आहिस्ता आ रही है? फातिमा, आपको आवाज आहिस्ता आ रही है?
सर हम दोनों बहुत हल्की है आवाज।
जी सर आवाज बहुत आहिस्ता आ रही है।
अच्छा, जैसे मैंने तो माइक बिल्कुल पास किया हुआ है. Can't understand why this is happening.
सर अब ठीक है।
सर आपका माइक थोड़ा सा दूर जाता है।
हाँ, अब ठीक है? वैसे इस वक्त ठीक आ रही है आवाज?
जी सर।
जी सर।
अच्छा चलो, मैं इसको बिल्कुल पास कर लेता हूँ. मेरा ख्याल था कि हो सकता है कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया. अच्छा चलें, एनीवेज अब अगर ठीक है, अगर आवाज़ नहीं आएगी तो मुझे बता दीजिएगा, मैसेज कर दीजिएगा, मैं आपको आंसर करूँगा. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन पूछें, कोई सवाल है तो वो पूछ लें आप लोग, इफ़ यू वांट टू आस्क एनीथिंग. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अब्दुर्रहमान, ये काट दो फोन. हाँ, very next question, part number 6 from question number 2. So let me write the statement. I will share with you on the screen as well. This is the part number 6 we are writing. It is written in black. So statement says that find fourth proportion p square q square dot p square plus pq plus q square. It is the first term, and then we have two other terms. One is p cube plus q cube, and the third one is written p cube minus q cube. You can see the part number 5 is almost similar sort of question as part number 6, but in part number 6 the calculations, there are more calculations, so I have taken the part number 6 so that you people can understand it better. So let me solve it for you. The same procedure will be done as we have done in the previous two parts. So same will be done again, fine. So there would not be any difference. What to do, because you have to assume let x be the fourth proportion. So you will just rearrange it one time and then you will start working with it, fine. So how to start it? So you will write it like p square minus q square dot p square plus pq plus q square ratio p cube plus q cube proportion p cube minus q cube and ratio x, because we have assumed that x is a fourth proportion. And in the very similar way, because we are right here, I'm lacking a little bit space to write, so I will directly write it now for x. Means first and x will be paired in the form of a product, means x times p square minus q square and p square plus pq plus q square will be equals to the product of p cube plus q cube dot p cube minus q cube, like this. And then we will obviously we will keep x on this side and we will divide these two factors on the other side. And in the meantime, we have to factorize these two parts as well by using the formula you people have learned in grade. So I will keep x on this side and I will apply the formula on p cube plus q cube, fine. So I need to expand it now. So by using the formula, I will write P plus Q, P square minus PQ plus Q square. This is the expansion of this PQ plus QQ dot, then expansion of P cube minus Q cube. Again, you will be getting two more terms. By formula, it will be P minus Q, P square plus PQ plus Q square. So this is the expansion of two terms on the right hand side by using the formula. I will divide these two factors which are on the left hand side in the denominator, means like P square minus Q square. I will write it directly because there's a little bit less space. I wanted to write it in this format. So consider it in such a way this term is being divided on other side, and similarly P square minus Q square, which is right here, I have also divided on other side, and but I have factorized this part as P minus Q and P plus Q. So once the terms are being factorized, what is the next step that you have to go for the cancellation? This will be cancelled with this one. P minus Q will be cancelled by P minus Q, P plus Q will be cancelled by P plus Q. So only term which will be left, that will be X equals to P square minus PQ plus Q square. So this is fourth proportion which is required in this question. So you just need to do one line, two line calculation, and believe you me, you will see that in past paper these type of questions are appearing because they are interested to check either the student know the formula of fourth proportion or not. You simply have to put it into the formula, expand it, and go for the cancellation. Your answer is there. This is for 4 marks question. And we have done question number 2, part number 6 for you. Now we will choose another definition, that is for mean proportions. You want to ask anything first? The whole question is right in front of you. This was about fourth proportion. Now we are moving towards another definition, that is the last second last definition for this exercise. It is about mean proportions. So if you want to ask anything, ask me so that then I can move to the next question. Any of the students, you can unmute your mic and you can ask. So mean proportions definition stands on page number 57. It says that if you have three quantities and you arrange them like A ratio B, B ratio C, then B is called mean proportion. B is called mean proportion. So this is a simple definition. If you would find this value numerically, you can see that if you want to derive its value from the from this expression or from this box, how you can find it? It will be B into B, product of means is equals to product of extremes. And if you will find it, you will find a C's under root with plus minus sign. So you will place a plus minus sign with the mean proportion value, right? So for that purpose, what is required, that you will take the radical sign and you will take the under root sign with the terms, and then you will evaluate. Now we are taking one question from the exercise. So let's see the question. It is question number 3 and very first part for your because normally the first parts are quite easier. I wanted to start from easy and then move towards the higher difficulty questions. So 20 to 45. So if I need to find its mean proportion, I will assume let X be the mean proportion. This is the mean proportion. Your startup of the question will be like this one. You will write 20 because means are in the middle. So you will write X in the middle, and then across the proportionality sign again you will write X, and then you will write 45. This is how you have to find the mean proportion. Now the important part is this, that if you know the formula that how to write the expression for mean proportion, only then you will be able to find mean proportion, third proportion or fourth proportion if you know the formula. If you don't know the formula arrangement, then you will not be able to find. So for mean proportions, you have to keep the value of X in between, and you will have to write it 2 times as I have written. So again, this is the product of means and this is the product of extremes. So you will write it as usual. Product of means is equals to product of extremes. This is product of extremes. So product of means will be obviously x into xk, and others will be 20 into 45, and 20 into 45 will be 900. This is xk. So if you will take up the under root like this one, so on left hand side you will be getting x, but on right hand side 900's under root will be 3 and 30. So there will be two means proportions, that is 30 and plus minus 30. There will be the two values for the mean proportion. This is how you have to proceed for this one. You can take any letter, either you can assume m for the mean proportion or x for the mean proportion. This is how you have to proceed. So this type of question can be a part of a short question, it can be a part of any MCQ, and normally if we will move to next part number, I think third and fourth part, they can be appearing as a lengthy question, because the point is this, that the examiner is normally interested to find that student know the formula of mean proportion or they don't know. So if you just know the formula, you just have to put it into the formation and arrange for x, and you will simplify. This is how you will get. You people can even use your calculator. So this is question number 3. We have calculated mean proportion. Let's take up another part. If we started for others are quite easier, but I say okay, take up one more part, third part. 15 p raised to power 4 q r raised to power 3 and 135 q raised to power 5 and r raised to power 7. So this is the statement.
सर आप जरा सा कैमरा नीचे कर लिए, वो नजर नहीं आ रही स्टेटमेंट.
हाँ जी, आ जाते जी, आ जाता है. अभी तो मैंने लिखा ही कुछ थोड़ा सा, अभी आ जाता है. अच्छा, तो ये दिस इज हाउ यू विल राइट द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, अब आपने इसमें करना क्या है कि आप लोगों को arrangement करनी है, just similarly as you people have done in the previous part. Assume anything like x, m or whatever you like and start the statement. So you will write it like m be the mean proportion like this one. You will write this statement first and then you will arrange the terms. 15 p4 q r raised to power 3 m 135 q raised to power 5 r raised to power 7. So you just have to show first this arrangement. Please don't try to do it directly, because already question is quite small. So don't try to attempt such type of things that you leave the steps. So first show these two terms as product of means and product of extremes like this one. I will solve the question, rest of the question on the next page. So let me write it. You want to ask anything? I think there should not be any problem. I am moving towards the next page. So for that purpose, I will have to write it. So m square equals to 15 p4 q r raised to power 3 and 135 q raised to power 5 r raised to power 7. So what will you do? That you will get these two terms multiplied. So 15 into 135 p raised to power 4 q raised to power 1 plus 5 r raised to power 3 plus 7 like this one. Because bases are same, so we have to add the exponents or the powers. So q and q raised to power 5, they will be collected together, r raised to power 3 and r raised to power 7. They are being multiplied, so we will simply add their powers. So the terms will become, we need to multiply it. Anyone who is sitting here, please get it multiplied. 15 into 135. Use your calculators and tell me, please. I want to write it. R raised to power 10. M raised to power 2025. Okay, 2025. So if you can take its square root as well, because in the next step we have to take its square root as well. Like this.
45.
Okay, but 45 plus minus, and you have to reduce the powers. P4 will become P2 and Q6 will become Q raised to power 3, R10 will become 5. Fine, you will place a plus minus sign. Normally the students miss the plus minus sign, so that causes the marks to be deducted. So you have to mention plus minus sign like this one. So this is how you will finish the statement of the question. You want to ask anything? It's so easy, and what I believe that volumetrically you will see that these type of questions are appearing in your board exams. Anything you want to ask? The question is over, mean proportion is over. And finally, we are working for the last formula, or you can say the last definition, that is called continued proportion. So for continued proportion, we need again few values to write it. Same sort of, I also want to share with you where it is written. It is on page number 57 again. If you look at the page number 57, it is written three quantities are related in such a way. Actually, whatever the arrangement for the mean proportion, same will be done. If you have A, B, C, three arrangements, and you write them together, A ratio B, B ratio C, like this one. So if you have such arrangement, then this arrangement is called continued arrangement. That's it. There is no need to find some specific thing. Only you just have to arrange the thing. This arrangement is called continued proportion. Fine. So this arrangement is called continuous proportion. That's it. Though the textbook is also writing, I will read for you from the textbook. It is also written where A is the first, B is a mean, and C is the third proportion. Means that A is the first proportion, B is the mean, C is the third proportion. Then A, B, C are called in continued proportion. So the point because I was more interested to explain you what arrangement is called continued proportion, because I have to work out the question for you. Actually, this arrangement for ABC is called continued proportion, and obviously you have just finished the previous question. In this arrangement, you have learned that B was called as mean proportion, and C will be called the third proportion, and A will be called the first proportion. So it is written in the definition, but we are interested to arrange the term in this pattern, because in next upcoming question you will see that we are asked to find the value of unknown because given values are in continued proportion. So how to work it out, fine? So let me start the question. We are on exercise 3.3 and last question. Find the values of the letters involved in the following. I also share with you on the page in the definition. I'm working for question number 4 now. Find the values of the letters involved in the following continued proportions. So for continued proportions, how to start the question? You will simply write the statement like, for example, if we start question number 4, part number 3, that is 12, 3p minus 6, 27, and we arrange it according to the definition. That is, first will be 12, that is the first proportion. Second is 3p minus 6. Sign of proportionality, again you will write 3p minus 6, and then you will write 27, like this one. So once you just have to arrange it, because it is written they are in continued proportion, and then we are asked to find the value of missing letter like M, P, or whatever is written in the statement of the question. You just have to arrange the question according to this pattern, get it multiplied, and then simplify, fine? So you will be writing 3p minus 6 whole square and product of extremes 12 into 27, and then you will solve. So the first task is this, that you will 12 into 27. So do the multiplication, please. And we will also like to take its square root, and 3p minus 6 whole square.
324.
Okay, 324 will be there, and 324 is the square root of
18.
18, I think. like this one, and we have 3p minus 6 on my left hand side. So I have placed a plus minus sign because I have taken square root sign. So what I have to do, that I will write it separately, plus 18 and 3p minus 6 equals to minus 18, like this, and 18 plus 6 equals to 24, that is equals to 3p. P is equals to 24 by 3, and answer will be 8. From this side, minus 18 plus 6, this is equals to minus 12. P and P will be equals to minus 12 by 3, that is equals to minus 4. So we will be getting two answers for this letter P. One is 8 and the other one is, just let me check for a moment, 8 and minus 4. So the answers are correct. You can ask me anything, whatever you want to ask. The whole question is right in front of you, starting from the definition. So please ask me. But I believe that these are very easy questions. You just know the definition and then apply according to the definition and work it out. You can use the calculator and simplify your answers. Anything you want to ask, girls, boys, all of you. ओके जी, मीटिंग टाइम 1 मिनट से कम रह गया, दोबारा ज्वाइन कर लें, फिर मैं अटेंडेंस लेता हूँ और आगे भी मैंने पढ़ाना है आपको, ठीक है? ओके, थैंक यू।